said that when we hit 100,000 members, the lucky winner would go out for a pint with Lee Anderson. Now, I fear that was deeply inaccurate. The use of the singular strikes me as being very unlikely with Lee. And by sheer coincidence, the 100,000 member happens to be a former Conservative Member of Parliament. Who believed that? Isn't that extraordinary that it should have worked out that way? Her name is Dame Andrea Jenkyns. And not only is Andrea joining the party, but after an internal selection process, she has now been selected as our candidate, and she will run to be the newly created Mayor of Lincolnshire on May the 1st next year, and I believe she has every chance of winning. Dame Andrea, I hope you're here.
I have to admit, I feel a bit shaky in the back of the stage. Today, I've joined the party of the brave. Our once great country is at a crisis point. Labour's record speaks volumes already, you must agree. They have compromised our British territories, fleeced our farmers, and they're punishing our pensioners. Their policies are anti-business, anti-aspiration, and detrimental to all that we hold dear as a country. In the past 5 months, as we've seen, our British people have been locked up for expressing their opinions, while real criminals are being released early onto our streets. This is not the Britain that we deserve. But in times of crisis, we need strong leadership. We need those patriotic, brave hearts to be a true voice for the people, and Reform is that voice. We need a party that champions truth, that stands up for the underdog, and that listens to the people. And this is why I have joined Reform. Under Nigel's bold leadership, Richard's dynamism, and the sharp intellect of Zia, Reform UK is surging and membership is soaring. We'll be ready to challenge the tired two-party system, and we will deliver the fresh start this country so desperately needs. Now, leaving the Conservative Party, a party I have cherished for decades, was not an easy decision. I've long believed in conservatism and the principles that it should stand for. I stayed loyal. I fought to the bitter end in the general election, going down with a proverbial ship. But the truth is undeniable. The ship is sinking, and perhaps sadly, beyond salvage. But enough is enough. It's time to step aboard a movement with vision and with purpose, and the courage to fight for Britain's future is Reform UK, the movement, and together we will save the country. I'm incredibly honoured to be chosen to stand as a Reform candidate for the Mayor of Greater Lincolnshire. Everyone knows me as a Yorkshire lass, but I actually had a footprint since childhood in Greater Lincolnshire. I went to primary school in North Lincolnshire, secondary schools and college in North East Lincolnshire. I graduated from the University of Lincoln, and I've lived and worked across the wider Lincolnshire area. And I became the first Conservative county councillor to be elected for Boston North West. And as my record of an MP shows, I will always put the people first ahead of politics. I will stand up for common sense and always do the right thing. I will stand up for frugal conservatism, ensuring that every penny of taxpayers' money is a penny well spent. And I will root out the woke leftist agenda that often creeps into all levels of government, whichever colour. I understand this great county and its challenges. From Grimsby, where I went to college, I've seen the decline of our once great fishing port. My late grandfather Walter was a fisherman, and I'll put together a plan to reinvigorate the Humber area. During Brexit, I worked with the likes of Nigel and Richard here today, and we stood up for our farmers, we stood up for our fishermen. And very sadly, our farmers and their livelihoods are facing a tremendous threat from this Labour government. I will speak up for them and I will fight for them. Over the coming weeks and months, and please watch this space, we, the Reform Party, have a true bold vision for Greater Lincolnshire, including infrastructure, investment, plans for supporting the food industries, and future-proofing our local economy by ensuring the workforce has the skills needed so the area can truly thrive. Now, as a mum, I'm proud to be a mum. It's the best role in the world. I want to create a brilliant future for our children and also ensuring that the best supports are there for the elderly in our county. To the people of Greater Lincolnshire, in me, you have someone who will fight for you. I always do what is right, and I always take the common sense approach. We stand today, the British people feel betrayed. Our culture, our values, and our communities are under siege. Streets that should be safe havens are rife with crime. Young people cannot afford to rent, let alone buy a house. And migration is out of control. But amidst this chaos, there is hope. And that hope is reform. Thank you.